If you've ever watched the intense 1999 film Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, and had the thought, hey, we should start a fight club, well, you might have missed the point of Fight Club. So, what is the true meaning behind this movie? What's the philosophy and message of this movie? Keep watching as we delve into this topic. It's been over 2 decades since the film's release, yet it still sparks discussions, though not always for the reasons intended. When the movie first came out, it didn't become a massive box office hit, earning about $100 million worldwide. While that is a significant sum, it wasn't blockbuster numbers. More importantly, it carried a message that the audience found related to themselves. However, over time, that message appears to have been misinterpreted and misunderstood. Some of the blame might rest with Fincher himself, who created the captivating character of Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt, to the extent that some viewers missed the movie's broader themes. For those who need a quick refresher, Fincher's film, based on Chuck Palahniuk's 1996 novel, follows an unnamed protagonist, played by Edward Norton, who suffers from chronic insomnia. Initially, he finds solace in attending support groups for various ailments, where he can release his pent-up emotions and find a semblance of connection. However, his carefully constructed world unravels when he encounters Marla, played by Helena Bonham Carter, who, like him, is a faker seeking solace in the groups. Unable to find peace, the protagonist crosses paths with Tyler Durden, a charismatic soap salesman living life on his terms, representing the very freedom and rebellion our protagonist craves. When the protagonist's apartment explodes, he turns to Tyler for help, who agrees, but only on one condition: the protagonist must hit Tyler as hard as he can. This bizarre encounter leads to the creation of Fight Club, which escalates into more and more destructive activities against society. It's only later that the protagonist comes to the shocking realization that he is Tyler Durden, and that his interactions with Tyler are manifestations of his own fragmented psyche. In a climactic twist, he shoots himself in the head, killing Tyler but only grazing his own cheek. It's at this moment that the protagonist accepts his love for Marla and acknowledges the need to rid himself of Tyler. Meanwhile, Tyler's actions have set in motion a chain of events that could potentially bring about the collapse of credit card companies and trigger a global financial crisis, marking the end of society as we know it. Now, let's dig deeper into what Fight Club is truly about and why some viewers may have missed its intended message. For me, the main reason why Fight Club can be misinterpreted lies in the character of Tyler Durden. Brad Pitt's portrayal of Tyler is absolutely fascinating. He exudes confidence, rebellion, and an unapologetic sense of freedom. It's not hard to understand why viewers are drawn to his character and his way of life. Tyler represents everything the protagonist desires but lacks the courage to pursue in his own life. Tyler's personality is so compelling that he becomes something of an anti-hero, someone that many viewers actually find themselves rooting for. This admiration for Tyler can sometimes overshadow the film's deeper themes, causing us to forget that he isn't meant to be the hero of the story. Instead, he's a symbol of the protagonist's inner turbulence. At its heart, Fight Club offers a strong criticism of consumerism and how it affects modern men. The main character, who doesn't have a name, represents your typical middle-class guy. He's doing well in his job, earns a steady income, and lives comfortably with carefully chosen furniture in his apartment. Despite seeming to have a regular life, he's deeply unhappy. His struggle with insomnia symbolizes his constant restlessness, a feeling that something isn't right with his existence. He's stuck in a cycle of consumerism, buying things he doesn't need to impress people he doesn't even like. His life lacks meaning and genuine connections. He goes to support groups in a desperate attempt to find some emotional relief and human connection in a world where everything, even suffering, is turned into a commodity. Tyler Durden represents the suppressed masculinity and the desire to rebel against the numbing effects of consumerism within the protagonist. Tyler rejects materialism, embraces discomfort, and even sees violence as a way to discover himself. These are all expressions of the protagonist's hidden desires that he can't reconcile with his socially acceptable life. If we take a deeper look, the story of Fight Club presents a clear choice between two paths: escape and confrontation. Tyler symbolizes the escape route, a way to run away from the soul-draining reality of consumerism and dive into a world of destruction. Fight Club, Project Mayhem, and their actions are all about breaking free from the numbing effects of modern life through extreme rebellion. On the other hand, the protagonist's journey is one of facing problems head-on. He's compelled to deal with his own inner struggles, represented by Tyler, and the harmful consequences of his decisions. His final act of shooting himself in the head is a metaphorical suicide, which represents the end of his old self and the acknowledgement of his imperfections and vulnerabilities. Only through this confrontation can he hope to find redemption and the opportunity for a more meaningful life. Now, the misunderstanding of Fight Club often involves idealizing the character of Tyler Durden and celebrating the rebellious and destructive aspect of the story. Some viewers miss the point by admiring Tyler's lifestyle and actions while overlooking the film's critical commentary on consumerism and the protagonist's redemptive journey. When viewers focus only on the surface of Fight Club, they risk glorifying the wrong aspects of the story. Instead of recognizing it as a critique of consumerism and a journey of self-discovery, some viewers might interpret it as an endorsement of rebellion and violence for its own sake. This skewed interpretation can have real-world consequences. For instance, there have been reported cases of real-life fight clubs emerging in various parts of the world. These underground groups often mimic the chaotic and aggressive fights depicted in the movie. People may be attracted to these clubs due to the film's apparent rebelliousness, missing its deeper message about the emptiness of such pursuits. Moreover, the misinterpretation of Tyler Durden as a hero can lead individuals to embrace destructive behavior, rejecting societal norms without understanding the consequences. While the film portrays Tyler as charismatic, it also portrays the devastating impact of his actions on the world around him, including the potential collapse of financial institutions and widespread confusion. The reason Fight Club can be easily misunderstood lies in how David Fincher portrays the protagonist's depression and the allure of Tyler Durden. The main character is a victim of the capitalist system, unable to form genuine human connections. Instead, he fills the emptiness in his life with material possessions. On the other hand, there's Tyler, who at first glance presents an enticing philosophy. Tyler represents freedom from the constraints of the modern world. He's self-sufficient, making soap from fat and doing odd jobs to sustain his own independent life. Brad Pitt's confident portrayal of Tyler makes him seem like he has everything figured out. He taps into a feeling many men have in a post-capitalist society, where they feel trapped in dead-end jobs and cheated out of the grand lives they were promised. For some, brutal underground fights become a peculiar form of liberation. These elements, the emptiness in the protagonist's life and Tyler's appealing proposition, are carefully crafted to help viewers understand why someone might find a fight club intriguing. Fincher makes us sympathize with the protagonist because he is the central character. We follow his journey, and Fincher knows that the audience won't automatically embrace the idea of living in squalor and engaging in brutal fights for amusement. However, if Fight Club has a flaw, it might be that Fincher makes Tyler's lifestyle appear so captivating that some viewers struggle to shift toward rejecting it and recognizing the flaws in Tyler's philosophy. Tyler Durden's philosophy highlights a real problem in our postmodern world, driven by capitalism, where many people feel disconnected and alienated. Tyler's solution is simple and resonates with many: break free from society's expectations. The protagonist has the opportunity to connect with Marla, someone genuine who shares his struggles, but he pushes her away, much like a child who rejects someone they secretly like. However, it's important to note that such behavior should never be condoned. Instead of embracing this genuine connection, he indulges in juvenile violence with like-minded men and engages in various escapades under the guise of rebellion. Where Fight Club sometimes falls short isn't in its lack of clarity, but in some audience members' difficulty distinguishing between the film's condemnation and endorsement of Tyler's actions. Since Tyler's initial critique of society strikes a chord with viewers, they're meant to follow his journey, not view him as the deranged cult leader he becomes. The idea of destroying society to obtain a pair of long-lasting leather pants is akin to what a teenager might dream of when pondering how to change the world. It's not a real solution, and Tyler doesn't offer any genuine solutions. He simply promotes violence, chaos, and self-destruction while masking it as wisdom. To understand Fight Club, we should consider when it came out. The movie was released around the year 2000, a time when consumerism was at an all-time high. This period saw the rise of huge corporations, the internet boom, and a rapid increase in materialism. In this context, Fight Club acted as a thought-provoking commentary on the excesses and disconnection of modern life. Even today, in a world still dealing with consumerism and its effects, the film's themes are relevant. However, it's important to approach it with a thoughtful and balanced viewpoint. It doesn't promote mindless rebellion or violence, but rather delves into our human desire for authenticity and purpose in a world filled with shallowness. At the heart of the film's message is the main character's journey towards redemption. He goes through a process of confronting himself and accepting who he truly is. He must face his inner struggles, which are embodied by Tyler Durden, and realize the harmful path he's been on. The pivotal moment where he shoots himself in the head is a symbol of self-destruction, but it's a necessary step for his rebirth. His acceptance of his love for Marla symbolizes his reconnection with genuine human emotions and relationships. It's a rejection of the emotionally numb life he led as a consumer-driven individual. This transformation shows us that personal redemption is possible and that we can aim for a more meaningful life. Fight Club doesn't have all the answers to the world's problems. It offers a critical perspective. It's not a celebration of directionless men, it's an exploration of how the modern world has turned everything into a commodity, to the point where toxic masculinity becomes a recognizable pattern. Over time, the film's insights have proven to be worryingly accurate, as groups like incels lash out at a world they believe owes them something while ignoring their own harmful actions. Tyler's famous line,
"It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything,"
might sound tempting, but it promotes freedom at the cost of self-indulgence rather than responsibility towards others. That's why the protagonist's character development is so important. He rejects this self-centered worldview and opens himself up to Marla. It's crucial to note that Tyler Durden never offers emotional connection. He only presents the illusion of it, often after causing physical harm. So, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.